Welcome to All Gems, No Crumbs, where the vibes are high and the tips hit every time. I'm your host, Ikaneisha J, entrepreneur, millennial mama, wife, and your go-to for real talk on building your brand, protecting your peace, and living your softest life yet. Each week, I'm dropping gems to help you level up in business, mindset, self-care, and everything in between without the fluff, pressure, or burnout. No crumbs, just gems. Let's get into it. Hello, 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 jewelers. Welcome to another sparkling episode of All Gems, No Crumbs. I'm Ikaneisha, your host, of course, and today we are unearthing a true diamond in the rough, a foundational pillar of any successful online business, well, any business, something that has been my steadfast companion through thick and thin. And if you know me, you already know what I'm talking about. I'm going to be talking about the art of email. Yes, email. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Email doesn't work for me. Email is irrelevant. Email is not really all of that. Blah, blah, blah. And to that, jewelers, I'm going to say email is not just relevant, it is essential. It's the lifeline. It is the direct communication and connection, the owned asset in a world where algorithms shift, platforms vanish, and your carefully built following can disappear overnight. Email is not working for you because you do not know how to work email. Point blank in the period dots, like Chanel Ayan says on Real Housewives of Dubai. But we're going to fix all of that. Today, we're going to go deep. We're going to get conversational. I'm going to give you some strategies and some tips. And yes, I'm going to tell you some common mistakes that I have seen entrepreneurs make all the time because you all know I've been working with entrepreneurs since 2018. And I have noticed some crucial steps or missteps that they have taken. And I'm going to tell you how to fix them as well. And then, of course, you already know I'm going to talk about some AI sprinkled in there. Y'all know I can't do anything without talking about some AI. So grab your notebooks. If you're driving, just listen, take notes later, because we're going to dive into the beautiful, strategic, and incredibly lucrative world of email marketing. All right, let's get started. Okay, so my love affair with email marketing truly goes way back. I've been using it since the beginning of my entrepreneur life, which, of course, you all know started in 2017 with my online boutique called Jinx Fashionette. And why? Why did I do that? Well, because I knew from the time that I was working at Victoria's Secret, I saw like firsthand the power of their email list and how it drove sales for my store consistently day in and day out. And regardless of what was happening on social media, I knew even then, back then, that if I was going to build something sustainable, I needed that direct line to my customers. And also, if you have watched my channel, if you've been rocking with me for a long time, I posted a video on YouTube years ago called, I think it was called like Victoria's Secret in My Boutique or something like that. I took a lot of strategies that I learned from Victoria's Secret and did it with my boutique, and they worked. So if you have never watched that video, I highly suggest watching it. I'm going to link it, whether you're watching this on YouTube or listening rather on YouTube or listening on Spotify. I'm going to link it because it's a lot that I took and I talk about in that video, and I think you all will find it very informative. So anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, okay. So email saved me. Like it literally saved my business when you all know I am someone who will take social media breaks. I can post consistently and then all of a sudden, you know what? I'm tired of social media. I am that girl. I do not like posting on social media like that. And so you all know from my very first episode that I did take a year off of social media for business. Yes, I took a whole year off. And during that time, I still made sales. If you haven't listened to that video, or sorry, that episode, go back because I talk about it. But yes, I made sales. And why? Because I had my email list, point blank. Like when social media platforms will go down, there have been times when Instagram go down, Facebook go down. I think Twitter's even been down before. Or when my reach has plummeted or whatever, It didn't matter because I would still get sales. My email list was there. It was rock solid. It was generating the sales that day. And that's the power of owning your audience and not just renting a space on social media, which is someone else's platform. And like, I remember it was one time Instagram was down and people were like freaking out. This was a few years ago. And I even made a post about it the very next day where I noticed that Instagram was down. I didn't have an email, scheduled to send out today or whatever. I just sent one anyway. I just sent one because I was like, hey, people are probably going to be, they're suffering from not being able to scroll on Instagram. Let me just send out an email real quick to my list. And I can't remember what type of product I promoted, but I did it on both my lists. I did it for my boutique and I did it for my consulting. And I made a lot of sales that one day from both businesses because people were not, scrolling on Instagram. So I just sent out the email. And I'm telling y'all, if you do this correctly, email will work for you all the time. And one of my absolute favorite and most successful automations with my boutique was what I called Hey Big Head. Y'all know what that means. Like, hey stranger, hey big head, you know. So this automation automatically sent to customers who had not purchased in 60 days. And by that time, I typically had like, new items in stock. And combined with my loyalty program, that email sequence just cooked. It was pure gold. It was a strategy. It was a well thought out conversation. It wasn't just a random blast. And that, jewelers, is what we're aiming for. So we're going to talk, okay? So I've worked with so many incredible entrepreneurs. And while they're brilliant in so many areas, email marketing is often where they stumble. So you all know I've talked about before, like a lot of entrepreneurs that I've worked with, they do not like analyzing their numbers. Another thing that they do not do correctly is email marketing. And I see the same mistakes pop up over and over and over. So we're going to talk about them. And most importantly, we're going to talk about, how to fix them. Because remember, all gems, no crumbs. All right, so mistake number one, they just send a few email blasts a few times a month and expect to make thousands of dollars. Like, I have so many people who will tell me, Nisha, email marketing doesn't work for me. I send out emails to my list and they just don't buy. Okay, like, first of all, you can't do that. Email is not a lottery ticket. It is a relationship. You can't just show up randomly and expect loyalty and sales. Like, you need consistency, you need a plan, and you need a commitment to providing value regularly. So you have to think of it like a conversation, not a megaphone. Like, you can't just go out and just blast something and that's it. Like, email is strategy, okay? And you can't just do it whenever you want to, when just randomly. Like, I never understood why people would say that to me because I'm like, you can't do that. You can't do that. So we're gonna keep talking. Mistake number two, they do not segment their list. So the problem is you're sending generic emails to every single person on your list. And that's like trying to sell snow shovels in July in Florida. Like, it ain't gonna work. It's irrelevant to most people and it leads to low engagement. So like, not everyone, even though you have the like one, maybe you think you have one type of customer. You may, but majority of the time you have several different types of customers. So you should have several different types of customer avatars and you need to sell to them in a certain way. So the way to fix this is segmentation. This is key. You're going to group your subscribers based on different segments. So, for example, you could have a segment of customers. Well, they would be subscribers because you could have people who are not like actual customers yet. They haven't bought from you. So you can do it based off their purchase history, how they joined your list. You can segment them, what do you call it, by location. I've done this before where I would send out, this is when I had a boutique, I would send out emails. Sorry, y'all. Send out emails to, I'm losing my train of thought. I would send out emails, like, for example, to people who stayed on the West Coast, like California, places like that. And I would send them emails with clothing more so fit for their type of weather, if you get what I'm saying. And then if it was cooler over here where I am, or if it was cooler up north, like I would send, okay, so what I'm saying is, like in the wintertime, for example, even though I have customers in New York, Jersey, wherever, I also had customers on the West Coast. Wintertime for my customers in up north was different than the wintertime in California for my customers there. So therefore, I would not send out an email to my entire list showing a whole bunch of sweaters and my new fur coats, because then my customers in California are not going to buy that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they might, but majority of the time they did not. So therefore, I had my customers and subscribers split into locations. So whatever email I sent out to my northern customers, they did not get the same email that my California West Coast customers got. They received emails about newer items that I had, or items that they may not have seen, or older items that were short sleeve or that were still cute but for more warmer 70-degree type weather. Whereas my northern customers, they received the emails about the fur coats and the heavy sweaters and all of that. Get what I'm saying? So you should not just be sending out one type of email to everyone, because you have different types of customers. Okay? You should also send out like welcome sequences to new subscribers. So you should have a list of new subscribers. You can have one for just your loyal customers, your VIP customers. You should have them segmented. So like that big head automation that I'm talking about, that was a form of segmentation, because I had a group of customers who had not purchased in 60 days. So I was targeting non-purchasers with a specific message. Okay? I know it was a lot, and I had to get it all out because, like I said, I don't know why, but I was losing my train of thought. Okay, so next mistake. What number are we on? Number three? Number three. Most of the time, because we're just talking about automations, a lot of y'all are not automating. Okay, the problem is you're missing out on passive engagement and sales opportunities, and you're leaving money and connection on the table. And the way to fix that is to make automation your best friend. So you're going to think of welcome sequences, abandoned cart reminders, post purchase follow ups, asking for reviews or something like that. That's what follow ups are. And re-engagement sequences, again, like my big head, hey big head one, you set them up one time and they work for you 24/7 because they are automatic. Okay? Now you will go through it, and maybe edit them so they don't sound the same, because with my hey big head sequence, for example, let's say you purchased from me, you didn't purchase for 60 days, that automation got sent out to you, you made a purchase, then you didn't purchase again for another 60 days, that same automation is going to get sent out to you. However, I would go through and change up the wording and stuff, because I didn't want you to keep receiving that same email like every segmented 60 days. You know what I'm saying? Like, you will receive it, but it will be different. You know what I'm saying? Hope y'all get what I'm saying. Okay, so mistake number 4. A lot of you do not know your audience well enough to write subject lines and emails that persuade them or trigger emotions. And the problem with that is you're sending out generic, boring subject lines and they get ignored. And so that's why a lot of you all are getting, doing emails and they're not getting opened. And so, of course, you're not getting in sales. And then your email copy or your content, it falls flat because it doesn't speak to your readers' needs or their desires. So the way to fix this, of course, is, this is foundational. This is something you should already know. You must know your audience. What are their pain points? What are their dreams? What makes them laugh? What makes them cry? What makes them feel excited? My brand's voice, whether it was my boutique or my business now, it balanced being professional with being relatable. Like, I wasn't always professional in most of my emails. If you all are on my email list, you already know I'm not that professional. Because I feel like professional isn't always relatable, and it wasn't really relatable for either audience that I had or have now. And so you have to speak their language so you can hit those emotional triggers and show them that you understand them. And speaking of triggers, I do have a little guide. I think I've talked about this before. It's about the psychology of why people don't buy or why people buy. And I talk about all of the different triggers that you can hit in order to get someone to purchase from you. All right, so mistake number 5. A lot of you all, this is very underrated, by the way, because I used to talk about this a lot in my older email masterclasses. A lot of you all are not resending the email to the people who did not open. And a lot of people do not think about that. So this is a simple fix, but so many miss it. Like, you send an email and if someone doesn't open it, you just move on. No. You have an option. Resend that email, jewelers. Change the subject line, wait 24 to 48 hours, and resend it to those who did not open the first time. And you'll be amazed at the lift in your open rates and your clicks that you get from this one simple strategy. It is literally low hanging fruit. Resend. Speaking of open rates and click rates, mistake number 6 is y'all do not analyze, or you don't know what to analyze or what the numbers mean. You cannot, you cannot escape analyzing. Y'all cannot escape these numbers, okay? So if you don't know your numbers, once again, you're flying blind. I've told y'all this several times, okay? You send the emails, but you have no idea if they're actually performing because you just hit send and you ghost. You can't do that. You have to look at your numbers. You should be looking at your open rate. This talks about how many people are actually opening your emails. This tells you if your subject lines are compelling and if your audience is engaged and if they want to hear from you. You should also be tracking your click through rate or CTR. Once they open your email, are they clicking on your links? This tells you that your email copy or your content is persuasive, and it tells you if your call to action is clear, call to action, CTA, whatever. You should also be looking at your conversion rate. Are those clicks leading to sales? Are they leading to email signups or whatever your goal was? You should have a goal with every single email. And that is your ultimate metric of success, obviously. So you need to understand these numbers, learn from them, and then adjust your strategy accordingly. So if email isn't just about sending a few blasts to your whole list, what is it then? Email, my jewelers, is a strategy. It is a powerful, dynamic, and incredibly effective strategy. Again, you cannot send and ghost. Like, I want you to think about it. Like, you wouldn't just throw up a random post on social media and expect it to go viral or make sales, right? Well, some of y'all do, so I take that back. Because I have had people act like that. So never mind. I was gonna use it as an example, but whatever. So what you're supposed to do is plan, strategize, and engage. And you should do the same with your email. Email and social media go hand in hand, except you own your email list. Okay, so my tip for you, number one, is to be strategic. You need to plan and schedule. The same thing you should be doing with social media. You should be planning and scheduling your posts on social media. So you should be planning and scheduling your emails. Email overwhelm is literally, excuse me, it is real. And it's real for the sender and the person that's receiving them, because think about it. We receive tons of emails every day. And that's why you should approach email the same way you approach social media, which is with a content calendar. If you do not have a content calendar for social media, I don't know what to tell you except I have one. Go get it. You should know what you're sending, when you're sending it, and why. And this keeps you consistent and ensures you're delivering value. That is what a content calendar is for. And I do talk about this in my email marketing masterclass, just to give you a plug. Okay. Tip number 2, I want you to test. Okay. You have to test. You have to test out different types of subject lines. Is your audience more drawn to curiosity driven subject lines? Are they drawn to more benefit driven, urgency? Figure that out. You're going to test different hooks in your email copy. You don't know what hooks are? I've told you before. It is something that grabs your audience's attention. It hooks them in. It is the first line that hooks them in, whether it's on a real email marketing caption, product description, whatever. The first line is a hook. Okay. I do have, y'all just need to go to my website, okay? Because I have all of these types of resources for y'all. Just go grab them. You should also be testing different types of emails, all right? So, does your audience resonate with storytelling emails? Do the emails that draw them in, are they talking about the benefits and what's in it for them? Do they like educational content? Do they like promotional emails? Mix it up. See what performs best. Look at those numbers and then adjust accordingly. Next, you need to understand your brand voices. I just touched on this a little bit. But if you know your brand's voice and what resonates with your audience, is how you balance the tone in your emails. You can be witty, you can be empowering, you can be direct, you can be nurturing, whatever feels authentic to you and connects with your customers. Authenticity builds trust and it also builds loyalty. Like I have told y'all that several times, that people have told me that was why they were drawn to me, because I'm real. I'm me. I'll show y'all whatever. So now I want to talk about um AI, of course. This is going to be a powerful ally. I don't know why I said it like that. Ally in your email marketing journey. Okay, so tools like, y'all know my fave, ChatGPT, but Gemini is turning into a quick favorite of mine too. Like, Gemini is giving ChatGPT a run for its money in terms of written content, like how it helps me. But ChatGPT is still my boo. So, but they're not going to replace you. I want y'all to know that right now. They are here to be your ultimate co-pilots, your brainstorming partners, your idea generators. Okay, that is my main thing, as well as what I use them for is brainstorming, because I have so much that goes on in my mind, and being able to get it all out and then brainstorm and have someone bounce off of, even though it's not a real person, it helps me a lot. So you can use AI to brainstorm your subject lines. You can use it to help you draft email outlines, even get assistance in understanding your audience better. But remember, the art of email still comes from you. So AI is going to help you create, but your unique voice, your understanding of your customers, and your strategic brain are irreplaceable. So I'm going to give you two prompts that you can give your AI, whether you use ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, whatever you may use, to kickstart your email brilliance. Okay, so if you're driving, just come back to this. Just look at the time so you can come back to it. I may put the prompt somewhere, not sure. We'll see how I feel. So, first one. Now, if you've taken my ChatGPT class, you know you will not have to word this prompt this way. But if you have not, or you have not trained your ChatGPT to know you, your business, and all of that, you're going to have to use this prompt this exact way. And that's why I'm going to word it this way, because I don't know the type of listeners who are listening. Okay, so first prompt I want you all to do, or that you can do. You're going to say, act as an email marketing expert specializing in whatever industry you are in, whatever your niche is, online boutiques, rather, coaching, digital products, whatever. My audience is, you're going to describe your audience, whether they're female entrepreneurs, moms in their 30s, 40s, aspiring artists, whatever they are. What 5 questions, no, it's 7. So we can do, what 5 to 7 questions should I ask myself to deeply understand their pain points, desires, communication style, and what truly resonates with them in an email? I'm going to say it again. Act as an email marketing expert specializing in blank field. My audience is blank. What 5 to 7 questions should I ask myself to deeply understand their pain points, desires, communication style, and what truly resonates with them in an email? This answer is going to blow your mind. It's going to help you. It's going to help you dig deep into your audience's psychology and give you insights that will make your emails incredibly impactful. Okay, so we're going to go into the second one. This was going to be more so for like email outlining or drafting. So you're going to say, I need an email outline for an email promoting whatever it is you want to do. The goal of this email is to blank. So you could put in drive traffic to a product page, encourage signups for a webinar, announce a flash sale, whatever. My brand voice is, this is where you're going to describe your brand voice, whether it's empowering, witty, direct, nurturing, professional, funny. Put something in there. I suggest doing about 2 to 3 things. Suggest 3 compelling subject lines, and then provide a 4-paragraph outline, including a hook, a problem solution, benefits, and a clear call to action. So since I explained the prompt, now I'm going to say it all the way through. Here it is again. I need an email outline for an email promoting blank. The goal of my email is to blank. My brand voice is blank. Suggest 3 compelling subject lines and then provide a 4 paragraph outline, including a hook, a problem solution, benefits, and a clear call to action. You're going to use this prompt to get a solid structure and get some creative juices flowing for your next email. Then you're going to infuse it with your own unique voice and specific details that only you know about your brand and your customers. Now, I suggest that once you write the email, put it back into your AI and ask it to analyze it as if you are my ideal customer. Okay? Then it'll give you feedback and you can keep going. All right? So that is all I have for y'all, because I do have an email marketing masterclass that I'm telling you it will really help you. And I hope this episode has shown you just a little taste of what email can do for you, and that it is not just a tactic, it is a strategic cornerstone for building a resilient, profitable, and truly owned online business. It's about building relationships, delivering consistent value, and being there for your audience. Come what may on social media, it doesn't matter. And again, this is a strategy that saved my business. It can elevate yours too if you implement those few strategies I just said and test them out and watch your email list transform into a true gem producing machine. And something else I want to say that I didn't talk about, as I was thinking about, I talked about this in a class that I did for one of the community colleges that I teach at. And we had gotten onto the subject of email marketing, which had nothing to do with what we were doing. But I want you all to treat your email list like a VIP club, or like VIPs, like a special club. And when you treat it that way and promote it that way on social media, it will encourage people to sign up. Because like I used to just all the time on my boutiques page on Instagram, like I would send out an email with some sort of discount and it'll be just for that day or promotion or whatever. And after I would send it, I would then make a story and a post on my Instagram and let them know, like, hey, if you are a subscriber to my email list, make sure you check your email because just for today only, all fedoras are buy one, get one free, something like that. And then people will be like, oh my God, I didn't get nothing like that. I love her fedoras. Let me go up here and sign up for her email. You know what I'm saying? So when you do stuff like that, it generates not only urgency, but it makes people feel FOMO, like they're missing out on something. And you want to have that. And there will also be times where I would just send out emails to certain people. So I had a different list of people who were customers who had spent a certain amount and above with me. And I would send them certain emails once a month. And then I would post a story about, like, hey, my VIP Slaymates, you all received a $15 off coupon today. Make sure you all check it. It expires in a week. And then people are like, hey, dang, how can I be a VIP? And then I would have people actually DM me and say, what's a VIP Slaymate? And I'll be like, you had to spend this amount of money with me. So once you spend that amount of money, you'll get added to that list as well and receive different types of perks than my regular Slaymates. So if you don't know, I used to call my customers Slaymates with my boutique. So again, treat your email list like a club, like a special club that only certain people can get in. And people will be drawn to that. Now, if you're feeling fired up and you want to go even deeper into understanding segmentation, automation, how to write copy that converts, truly mastering your email marketing, my email marketing masterclass is it. I know I'm biased because I made it, but I know what I'm talking about, jewelers. Like, it's where we are going to unpack everything. I have workbooks, everything. And we go step by step. And you can find all the details and sign up, in the show notes or in the description box, depending on where you're listening this to. Okay. So I'm telling you, take the class, take it seriously. Email will really help you when you do it right and strategically. Okay. So I want to thank you all for joining me today on All Gems, No Crumbs. And remember, you can catch me next week with another gem of advice because I'm not going to leave no crumbs.